My name is Greg Story. I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training here in Japan. Hey, you might be wondering, hey Greg, where's the suit? Where's the tie? What's going on? Well, actually it's the weekend. I'm here in the High Performance Center catching up on a few things. I just want to talk a little bit about some of the principles that Dale Carnegie has left for us from his very famous bestseller, How to Win Friends and Influence People. There are 30 human relations principles in that book, and there's some really great advice there, and we could really do better with others if we follow that advice. One of those principles, actually principle number 3, is arouse in the other person an eager want. Now that's very, very insightful, simple but insightful concept in that principle. Often we're all about what we want. When we're engaging with others, we're talking about our needs, our wants, our timetable, our priorities, me. So you can imagine, right, when you're like that, the other person's degree of interest is not so big. However, if we think about how to engage with that person and we use this principle, arousing the other person an eager want, we start talking in terms of their interest, not our interest. We start reflecting on what would be the outcomes, or what would be the progress that they would make, or what would be the payoff that they would get from taking a certain action, joining a certain project, putting their support behind a particular initiative. And then suddenly they see, well, actually, that makes sense. I see something in it for me. The what's in it for me driver is very strong in all of us. And so if we start talking in terms of their wants rather than what we want, well, the relationship starts to change and their degree of willingness to come with us goes right up. Principle number 7 is be a good listener. Encourage other people to talk about themselves. This is also challenging because who do we like to talk about the most? Ourselves. We like to tell people about what we're doing or what we think, and the experiences we've had and the troubles we've got and the problems we're facing. And again, it's all about me. However, Dale Carnegie realized if you want to get on with others, you've got to be very inclusive. And the way to be inclusive is to share things. Now, if you're just sharing all about yourself, that's not actually sharing. We need to hear from the other person what is really driving their life at the moment, or their career, or their job, or their work. That means we have to learn to shut up. Now, that's quite tough. We often find that we're finishing other people's sentences for them. We jump in before they even finish. We're terrible, really. We're shockers. Instead, what he's saying is, let them speak. Don't finish their sentences. Don't jump in all over the top of them. Listen to what they're saying. Now, in a lot of areas of business, particularly in the sales area, this is one of the really big differences of successful salespeople and unsuccessful salespeople is their degree of willingness and ability to listen. Now, often we think, fast-talking salesperson, they can really shoot it out there. No, really successful people in sales are great listeners. They try to understand the other person, and you're never going to find out the other person's needs unless you listen, and you've got to encourage them to do the talking. When others speak, they share. And as they share, we start to have more commonality between us. As you hear their experiences, you can become empathetic about that. You can identify with that. Maybe you have the same experience yourself. Then it becomes a real relationship and works extremely well. Principle number 17 is to try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. Again, when we're all focused on what we want, our point of view, this is my right. I'm owed this. I have the authority. This has to happen because I want it to happen. I need this done now. It has to be done this way. That's, again, very tough sell when we're asking people for cooperation. Everyone has an idea and a viewpoint and a position on any particular project or initiative or item. If we really want to get cooperation from others, we should try and understand where they're coming from. Now, often we are oblivious to things that are really driving their life or their career or their job, and so we just plow on in telling them what we need. Step back, try to see how they see it. Ask the questions. What's important to them? Why is it important? What is the thing that is really going to make a difference for them? And once you get on their wavelengths, you start to get their context. Once you have their context, it becomes much, much easier to become sympathetic and empathetic with what they're trying to achieve. And also, we can now align what we would like to happen with what they want to happen, because it may not be in conflict. We just might be talking about pink and they want to have something in blue. Well, if we find out that pink and blue can go together, and we start talking about blue as well as pink, then we have their attention and we have their interest to continue to talk to us and continue to cooperate with us. And we come up with a joint solution on this particular thing we're looking at. Principle 25, ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Now, this is classic for people in any sort of supervisory position. This is what I want you to do it now. This is the way we have to do it. I want this done this afternoon. I want you to get onto this straight away. Do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. You know, very, very typical. I give the orders because I'm the advisor to the business. I'm the supervisor to you. I'm the kacho, the section head, the bucho, the division head, the jomu or semu, the managing director, or whatever your rank might be in that particular frame. You want to tell people what to do. Now, who likes being told what to do? Nobody. Who likes being micromanaged? Nobody. So wouldn't it be better if we could help them to come with us without pushing them to come with us? So asking questions invites them to think about a particular way of doing things or a solution that may actually be exactly what we're thinking of doing without us having to say it. Often, in a particular context, there's a logical outcome, or there's an easier path or a better way. And when you put them in the frame of the context, so they have to think about, okay, how this might work, they may reach exactly the same conclusion or very close to what we were thinking. And in that case, it's very easy then to say, oh, that's great. Yeah, that's a good idea. You've come up with an idea there that I think will work. Well, let's do that. Now, suddenly they own the idea. They own the solution, and they are very motivated to do the execution of the idea. You know, when it's not your idea, and the classic is it's not invented here, right? Not invented here. Happens all the time in organizations between divisions. One division has a breakthrough idea, the other division has to do something with it. Not interested because we didn't think about it. We didn't think of it. So very hard to get the cooperation. However, through asking questions, not giving direct orders, we invite them to discover, self-discover a solution, which may be the one we prefer, and then we don't have to say anything about, okay, do this. We just say, great idea. I'm with you on that. Let's go with that. That is a great way to get cooperation. Principle 29, use encouragement. Make the fault seem easy to correct. This is particularly great principle to use when we're asking people to come out of their comfort zone and try something new or different. You know, our comfort zone is where we are capable and competent within our current work. We've taken all the risk out. We've taken all the excess time required out. You know, it's very efficient for us to be there. And we feel very, very proud and confident that we're capable of doing a good job in that small comfort zone area. Well, same thing, same way, same result. No, not good enough. We need increasing results, improving results, be it revenues or cost reduction or time frames or whatever it might be. That requires that we actually make two changes. We either do something that's completely new, or we do something we've done before, but we just tweak a little bit so it's done in a different way. It doesn't matter. Either of those things are a change, and people, not so great on change. They like us to change, but they don't want to change. So how do we get people to change? Well, one thing is, when we ask them to do something new, they're bound to make mistakes. They're bound to have trouble. They're not perfect at it from day one because they've never done it before. Classic though, the boss delegates the tasks. They've never done it before. They have no experience, no real roadmap. The boss probably gave them very little explanation of what to do. Problems happen then. Whack! You get whacked for making a mistake. Well, that means we're going to cancel your ticket for innovation right there. You are never going to take a risk ever again in your entire career. You're going to try and keep under the radar and just sort of, cruise along and avoid any project initiatives, anything that requires you to take a risk because it's too much. Now, if we say, yes, you made a mistake, that's part of the learning process. Yes, that means we've found what doesn't work. Now we can make it, recalibrate, go the right direction. That encourages people to take more risks and encourage them to step out, encourage them to make that comfort zone much, much larger. So these principles from Dale Carnegie are really brilliant on helping people develop in their careers and in their work. So, we have this course, the Dale Carnegie course, and it's a 12-week course, and the entire 30 human relations principles and 30 stress management principles are covered in this course. There's the 3 textbooks. There's How to Win Friends and Influence People, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, and Effective Public Speaking. So over the course of these 12 weeks, you read all the books and you have all these different exercises you do, and we go through all these principles in application. So how great, the principle is there, and I'll explain some of them now, but how do you use them? And what we do is we nominate a situation where we can try to see an improvement in a relationship with someone, and we say, okay, well, I'll use these principles with that person to try and improve my relationship with them. Then you go away and you do that over the course of the 12 weeks, and then you come back later at a certain week and you report the results. So what sort of people come to a Dale Carnegie course? Well, there's always the group that are sent by their boss, The boss wants them to step up or be better with people, be more comfortable speaking, whatever it might be. So they're told, you're on the Dale Carnegie course. So they just turn up. But then they discover, hey, this is really great. This is what I thought it would be, particularly in Japan. Japan is the country of lecture. The instructor, sensei. Sensei talks and you write it down. Very passive, very one way, very boring, very, very, very old style. Dale Carnegie, very interactive, very high paced, very exciting. Nothing like that typical Japanese style. So when Japanese team members come on the course, they're just blown away. Like, wow, what is this? And they love it. They absolutely love it. The second group are those people who maybe they've been promoted or they're put in charge of a project, and now they find, I have to speak in front of groups. Oh, I have to be persuasive. I don't like speaking in front of groups. I'm not persuasive. This is killing me. And they are struggling. They are really struggling. So they come on the course, and of course it's not a dedicated public speaking course like we have with high impact presentations, or other successful public speaking seminars that we have. This is a course in human relations which involves a lot of getting up and speaking in front of groups, so you get a lot of practice. So over the course of that 12 weeks, you get lots and lots of chances to speak in front of others. And therefore, gradually, you become very comfortable. And not only do you become comfortable, you become very good because you're getting coaching. You're getting coaching right through those 12 weeks. You're getting plenty of feedback. And, it's an incremental thing. You start here and it just builds over the 12 weeks. And we see people who come in with really, really struggle on their face and fear on their face, and they're full of trepidation, their bodies are quivering, and 12 weeks later they're just a totally different person. Amazing. Another thing people find from the course is they need to be better with other people, and that's where those example principles I just gave before are really helpful. Like there's 30 of these human relations principles to use. Very, very good for changing the way you interact with others. When you're doing the same interaction with people, because the way you talk, the way you approach them, the way you think, the style, it's always going to have, the same type of counter reaction. So what we've got to do is we've got to switch that relationship a little bit and talk to them in a different way, approach them in a different way. And using the principles gives us a guide on how to do that. And then we discover very, very quickly, as we change our method of approach or our way of approach, well, their reaction also changes and they become more positive and they become more cooperative. And this works tremendously well. You've got family members, you've got friends, you've got colleagues at work, you've got clients. There are many, many people in your life who you'd like to have a better relationship with. And maybe some of the relationships are very, very negative and you think it's never going to work again. and maybe you're not even speaking with each other anymore. Try these Dale Carnegie principles, and over time you will change those relationships. And we've seen this when we get to graduation day and people are talking about, well, what did I learn from the Dale Carnegie course? Sometimes we've had these cases where people have said, particularly with family members, I had a bad relationship with my brother or my sister, and we weren't speaking, and I reflected on living an intentional life, as I learned in the first weeks of this course, and I thought, well, I'm going to change my relationship because we're getting older and it's ridiculous that we don't have a relationship. So I'm going to apply these principles and see how it goes. And they come back and they tell us that the whole relationship just changed and improved so much. And I was so grateful for the tool, the principles like the tool to do that. So the Dale Carnegie course, wonderful, wonderful opportunity for you to improve in a number of areas, grow your confidence to expand your comfort zone, get willing cooperation as a leader, improve your communication skills, really work on your people skills so you're great with others, and of course stress management, looking at those. So over 12 weeks we cover those, and lots of coaching, and you get lots of opportunity to practice between the classes and then report on progress and hear other people's reports too, which is very, very educational. Here other people tried this and it worked, and oh, that's good, I'll try that myself. So it's a great atmosphere. It's a very safe environment. Everybody is stepping out of their comfort zone together. There's no critique, there's no criticism in Dale Carnegie course. It's all about what's good that you're doing and how you could make it better. Sometimes we're doing something that's quite good, we don't even realize it. And then people capture that for us, you go, oh, okay, I didn't realize I was doing that was good. I'll keep doing that. And then what we could do to make it even better. So very safe environment, very cooperative, everyone taking risks to go out of their comfort zone together, very supportive. And it's gradual, 12 weeks. You might think, well, 12 weeks, that's long. It's once a week, 3.5 hours. And that gradual process, great for change. Hard to have rapid change that lasts. This is gradual change that sticks. And you might think, well, what happens if I miss a class? I've got business or I get sick. Hey, no problem. We're running the classes all through the year, different courses all through the year. So if you missed, say, week 6, for example, well, you just pick another course week 6 and you go to that class and you join that class for that one day. We have these make-up classes all the time for people because we know people are busy. So, you've got a whole year of opportunities with other classes to come back and just complete that one class. So details are in this video. Take the opportunity to explore what we have. We have preview classes you can come and try, or you can just sign up for the course. We've got 400 videos or something now on our YouTube channel, so you get a pretty good idea of how we teach and what we do, so you can check it out. Please join us and see how you can improve your career, your relationships, and your overall family, friends, colleagues, client interactions to make life easier for you. Look forward to seeing you on the course, and look forward to seeing you become everything that you could be.